Hello friends, how are you? Now, uh, in last class we were discussing about the writing and balancing of chemical equation, and I think we discussed 4 points of that. So before moving the fifth point, let me discuss them again in a short manner. The first point is the reactant are written in LHS while products are in RHS. That means the reactants are written in the equations left hand side while the products are in right hand side. And an arrow which is directed towards the product, and an arrow which is directed towards the product, sorry, an arrow which is directed towards the product is placed directed towards product is placed between them like this. That is reactant, so that are in left hand side, that is product which is in right hand side, and arrow is placed between them. Okay. Second, if the number of the reactant and products are more than one, that means there are two reactant or maybe there are two products, then plus sign is used between them. Here there are two reactants, so plus sign is used between both of the reactants. Similarly, if there is a two product, then plus sign is placed between the products. Okay. Now the third point, the chemical equations should be balanced. The chemical equations should be balanced. If it is not, then balanced by hit and trial method. That means the chemical reactions are balanced by hit and trial method, in which whole number coefficients, or we can simply say that whole numbers are used to balance an equation. Whole number, that means complete number. It should not be half, two and half, three and half, 1 3/4, not like this. It should be 2 3 4 5 6 as per the requirement. Okay. Fourth, to balance chemical equation, firstly balance the atom other than oxygen and hydrogen, and then oxygen and hydrogen. But let me clear you, it is an arbitrary rule. It's depend on us that we which element we want to balance. Okay. But we should try to balance oxygen and hydrogen in ending. Okay. Suppose there is a chemical reaction of burning of propane C3H8, that is known as propane. Burning, that means reaction with oxygen. The complete oxidation of any substance which gives energy is known as burn. In the complete oxidation, the total carbon convert into carbon dioxide, and oxygen and the remaining part convert into their respective oxides. The remaining part is hydrogen, so hydrogen convert into the oxide, their oxide, which is water. Okay. Here it is balanced or not. You can easily find that there are 3 carbon atom, there is 1, so it is unbalanced. Okay. Now in balancing, one by one elements are chosen to balance. Okay. First I am balancing carbon, there C3H8O2, that is, now that was our reaction, CO2 plus H2. Here 3 carbon atom, but here only 1. To becomes both equal, if I place 3 here, then the number of carbon atom is also 3. That means carbon becomes equal. Okay. After balancing the carbon, move to the next one. there is carbon oxide, hydrogen oxygen, so the remaining is hydrogen oxygen. We can choose any one of that. Now let me start with the hydrogen. Here hydrogen atoms, that is 8, and here H2O, that is 2. That equation, after balancing the first, we have to proceed on that balanced, not on that. Okay, so now there is 8 hydrogen, there is 2 hydrogen. If I multiply 2 with the 4, then it becomes 8, so I place 4 here. Okay, now the final, that is oxygen atom. Now the equation which is after balancing the carbon and hydrogen was C3H8O2 plus 3CO2 plus 4H2O. Okay, that one. Now count the total oxygen in the reactant side, that is 2 oxygen. In the product side, that is 4 and 6, 3 to the 6, 6 and 4, 10, that is 2, that is 10. If I multiplied with the 5, then all they becomes also 10. Here all the elements, now after balancing the oxygen, we have 3 elements, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, all are balanced. Let me check it. 3 carbon, 3 carbon, 8 oxygen, 8 oxygen, 8 hydrogen, 8 hydrogen, 10 oxygen, 3 to the 6 or 4, 10 oxygen. Okay, in CBSE method or in another method, we can understand this by that block method. That is our reaction which is unbalanced, which is known as skeleton equation. Now that box, we have to mind it. There is no need to make the box, but that is make clarity in your mind that we do not bring any change in this basic chemical equation. There is only one thing we can do, that is placing number between before these compounds to balance the chemical equation. For example, balancing of hydrogen, that is 8 hydrogen, that is 2, so we place 4 here, so 4 to the 8. Okay, balancing of carbon, 3 carbon, here 1, so place 3 here, so becomes 3 that side also. Balancing of oxygen, now after the balancing of hydrogen and carbon, the equation is that in which oxygen in reactant side 2 and product 3 to the 6 or 4, 10. So if we put 5 here, then they becomes equal. Okay, so any of these method you can use. Now let me move the next point, that is representation of the physical states. The representation of physical states. It is necessary to make a chemical equation more informative, that we should represent the physical states of chemical substances. Okay, the chemical substances can either in solid, can be liquid, can be gas or aqueous, that is water dissolved condition. So if it is solid, then small s in bracket is placed with the reactant or product which is solid. Similarly, if liquid, then small l, gas then G, and aqueous then Aq. For example, in our that reaction which we have balanced, C3H8, that is propane gas, that is propane gas, oxygen, that is also gas, carbon dioxide, that is also gas, and water, normally in liquid state, but here due to the temperature it is also in gas form. So all of these are gases, that's why small g in bracket is used with that. Now second example, calcium oxide. Calcium oxide, which we know as limestone, salt form, water, liquid. They combine and make calcium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, which is called phlegmaline, which is water soluble state. So we use AQ here. Okay. Now next point is the representation of reversible reaction. If that is no irreversible reaction, that means only proceed in one direction, then single sided arrow is used. But if the reaction is reversible, that means in those reaction in which product convert into reactant and reactant convert into product, sorry reactant convert into product and product convert into the reactant again, are known as reversible reactions. So in for represent the reversible reaction, double side arrow, that double side arrow is used. For example, in the Haber process of making ammonia, nitrogen gas combine with the hydrogen gas and make ammonia. This ammonia again break into the nitrogen and hydrogen gas. So that reactant converting into product and product converting into reactant again. That's why double-sided arrow is used. Clear? Now, 7th point is reaction conditions. Some of the conditions have specific temperature and pressure requirements. Okay? To make chemical equation more informative, the reaction conditions also represent in chemical equation. To represent them, they are written above or below the arrow. It depends on that how much they are. If they are only one or two conditions, then they are above the arrow. But if there are two or three or more, then above or below both sides can be used. For example, here nitrogen and hydrogen combine and make ammonia. For that 773 Kelvin temperature and 200 degree atm pressure is necessary. 200 degree atm pressure is necessary. So these necessary conditions are expressed like this. Okay. Now 8 is catalyst. Catalysts are those chemicals which change the rate of reaction. That means either they can make it slow or fast and itself remain unaffected, are called catalyst. The catalyst which use in chemical reaction are also written above the arrow. For example, in the hydrogenation of ethene to ethane, that is ethene gas, that is ethane, in nickel catalyst is necessary. So this catalyst is written on arrow. Now 9th, heat of reaction. Some of the chemical reactions are heat specific also. That means they required heat to complete the reaction, or in complete the reaction they release heat. They required heat or they release heat. Okay, that heat of reaction is also represented with the chemical equation. On the basis of the heat required or heat release, the chemical reactions grouped into two categories. One is called exothermic. Exo means out. Exo means out. Therm, that means heat. That means in these reactions, heat is liberated or heat is released. While endothermic, endo means in, thermic means heat. So that means in these, heat in, that is heat absorbed by reactant. Clear? For these exothermic reaction, plus sign and amount of heat is used, while in endothermic minus sign and amount of heat is used. For example, in this reaction heat is released, that means it is exothermic, so plus sign and amount of heat is returned, while in this it is endothermic, that's why minus sign and amount of heat is returned. Okay, now these are the 9 points of writing a chemical equation. Now let me practice out that what we understand in that. These are some reactions we have to balance by hit and trial method. Now, all the steps which I explained, these are theoretical portion. If we consider that points in exam, then too much time they will taken, and we do not have that time. So we use direct method. We do not consider that which is higher. We do not consider which we have to balance first, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, which one. We consider only one thing, that the element which is more we balance first. Okay, element which have more atoms balanced first. Clear? And here we will attempt various ways to balance the chemical equation. It is not necessary that in the first attempt you balanced it. So just try, repeat again. Suppose for first example, that is H2O2 H2O. It is unbalanced equation. Now we have to balance this equation. Yeah. So how many number of hydrogen atom in the reactant side? How many number of hydrogen atoms in the reactant side? That is 2. Here 2. Okay, that is balanced. Now second one, how many oxygen atom is here? 2. That is 1. So it is unbalanced. Clear? Now write the equation again, and now we will attempt to balance it. Hydrogen 2, hydrogen 2. Okay, oxygen 2, oxygen 1. To balance it, we put 2 here. In this condition, the oxygen is balanced, but the hydrogen becomes double. Now the hydrogen is 4. Hydrogen is 4. Here hydrogen is 2. So to balance that, 2 is also right here. Here. So to balance, in balancing, there is 2 and there is also. Now in second example, NaCl electrolyzed into Na plus Cl2. Sodium 1, sodium 1. Okay, chlorine 1, chlorine 2. So it is unbalanced. So write it again. Now Na1, Na1. That's okay. Cl1, Cl2. So to balance the chlorine, where it is required? Here. So we write 2. When we write 2 here, then it becomes 2 NaCl. 2 NaCl, chlorine balance, but now the sodium is unbalanced. So to balance the sodium, we write 2 here. Okay. Now the third reaction, Fe2O3. Fe plus O2 equals to Fe2O3. Again it is unbalanced. So write it again. Fe plus O2, Fe2O3. As I told you that the element which is more, try to balance first. Oxygen, that is 2, oxygen, that is 3. Now we have to balance it. How can we balance the 2 and 3? If I multiplied with this 2 with the 3 and this 3 with the 2, let me clear you. We do not use 2 here. We have to put that number here. As I already told you that we cannot bring any change in the composition. Okay, so now 3 to the 6 oxygen, 3 to the 6 oxygen, but in that case iron become 2 to the 4. So we have to balance iron. We use 4 here. Now that one, Fe2SO4 equals to FeO plus SO2 plus O2. Clear? Here if we count oxygen, that is 4, that is 2, 2, 1. Now 7. How can we balance 4 and 7? Yeah, we can go at 28, but let me try one more, because it is a hit and trial method. In Hindi we can say tukka method. So let's try one more tukka, that means one more attempt. Suppose I place 2 here. We are trying to make it balanced. Now iron is 2, here iron is 1, so balance 2 here. Sulfur is 2, sulfur is 1, balance sulfur here. Now oxygen 4 to the 8, 2, 2 to the 4, 4 or 2, 6 or 2, 8 is balanced. That was a trial. Got it? Now here PbNO3 का whole twice decompose into lead oxide, PbO plus NO2 plus O2. Here similar process I am attempting. I put 2 here. Now Pb becomes 2, here Pb is 1, so I put 2 here. Now how many nitrogen? There is 2 NO3 groups, that means 2, there is 2 NO3, NO3. In 1 NO3 that is 1 nitrogen, and that is 2 NO3, so that is 2 nitrogen, and now 2 PbNOs, that means total 2 into 2, 4, here 1, so balance it 4. Now how many oxygen? 3 to the 6, 6 to the 12. Total hydrogen is oxygen is 12. Let me find out here. 2, 4 to the 8, 8 or 2, 10 or 2, 12. Here 3 to the 6 or 6 to the 12. So that is also balanced. I am again repeating, it is hit and trial method, so there is no rule, but there is lots of rule, depends on you. Okay, now after discussing the chemical equations, how to balance or how to write the chemical equation, let's remove some theoretical portion, which is properties of chemical equation, or what is the properties or importance of chemical equation. First, chemical equation give the information about the reactant and product, like the number of molecules, masses, etc. are obtained. How many reactants participate, which reactants participate, which product is formed, how many number of molecules of product is formed, how many number of molecules or atoms of reactant takes part. All of that kind of information we can get from chemical equation. Mass also, because if we know the atom, then with the multiply with the atomic number we can easily get the mass also. Second, the physical states of substances can also obtain, because as we discussed in the chemical equation, we also write the chemical states of reactant and product, so we can easily get that from chemical equation. Third, the reaction conditions like the temperature, pressure, catalyst, etc. are known by, because they are mentioned in chemical equation. Fourth, the nature of reaction, that means it is either exothermic or endothermic, is cleared by the chemical equation. If there is a plus sign and energy is represented, then it is exothermic. If it is minus sign and amount of energy in kilocalories is represented, then it is endothermic. And if there is no amount of energy is represented, that means it is neither endothermic nor exothermic. Okay. Fifth, it also give information about reversibility of reaction, that means chemical reaction is reversible or irreversible, we can easily find out with the help of chemical equation. Now it has some limitation also. First limitation, it does not give information about completeness of reaction. By looking at a chemical equation, we cannot get this information that the reaction completed in how much time. Okay. Second, it does not explain about the concentration of reactant and product. How many concentration, how many number of moles of reactant takes part in chemical reaction, how many number of moles are formed, product are formed in chemical reaction, there is no idea. Clear? So these are the limitations of chemical equation. About the chemical reaction we will discuss in next class. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed it and liked it.